I've got some fun stuff lined up for tonight.
Cassie Gibson knows it takes planning to put on a good radio show. She uses the same strategy when preparing for an exam.
And we're back. What I would do is I would go through my notes, I'd highlight everything that was important. I'd go through again and again and again, and then if there are any definitions or words I still don't understand, I put them on note cards, and then I go through the note cards again and again and again. It's a very long process.
How long a process? That depends. If the exam covers the last month, you may only need 3 to 4 days. If the exam covers the whole semester, you may need 2 weeks to review. How much review time you'll need also depends on whether you've attended all the classes and stayed up to date with your reading assignments.
Subjects like math, you have to study. You have to do the practice problems. You have to go through the workbook. My Spanish class, I had to study because it's all about repetition. And to be honest with you, you can't have that repetition in one night.
So well in advance of the exam, make a plan.
I've definitely learned in college that I've got to start in advance, so that's my biggest thing that I've had to adjust to for tests.
When there's a lot to study, don't tackle it all at once.
So say the test is on Thursday. On Monday I study part 1. And on Tuesday I study part 2, and I always leave the third day, which will be Wednesday, just to review. And that way not everything is crammed, you know, I have a time to review everything, and it works fine with me. I mean, it definitely takes a lot, it's 3 days of studying, but by sectioning them off, it helps me.
Just kind of breaking it down a little bit each day, like if I have a test, if I start on Sunday, I have a test on Friday, you know, just doing maybe 2 chapters a night.
Tell me how you work up to the test.
So I have a test on Monday. I'll start studying today, and come Sunday night, it's just a review for me. I don't wait till the last minute to study because that doesn't work.
That's the key to a study plan, setting specific objectives. What are you going to study? When are you going to study it? How are you going to study it? Will you be rereading chapters, rewriting notes, making flashcards, etc.? Do you cram all night before an exam?
No, actually, I've actually grown out of that.
You're going to have an exam tomorrow, and you're going to be staying up all night to study, right?
No, absolutely not. I make sure I'm in bed by midnight. I mean, that's my cutoff time.
I think you get to a point that if you don't know it, you're not going to know it. And there's no point in continuing to study because it's just not going to come to you. And you need to do well. I firmly believe that you need sleep and you need rest.
Tired students misread questions, forget much of what they've studied, make careless errors. Professor Richard Bennett sees sleep-deprived students take exams every semester. The faces change, the results don't.
It's going to be a disaster. They're not going to do well.
When you cram, it doesn't work because when you cram, you notice that you forget everything.
The lack of sleep and just the anxiety and being nervous and all the information begins to mush in your brain, and then you begin to second guess yourself, and you can't concentrate with a clear mind going into a test.
I'm asking for these kids to think analytically. And if your mind's not clear, it just isn't going to happen.
Did you ever try the all-night cram session?
Oh, yeah. That went over very poorly. Very poorly.
What happened when you got to the test?
You think that you're going to be fine, and then you get there and you sit down, and the thing is, once you're busy and you're keeping yourself moving, you're okay, you're awake, but the second you sit down, it just all crashes, and that's it, you're done. And I was just like, I can't do this. I did very poorly on that exam.
In summary, you should have a specific study plan. So, break down the subject and identify what to study and when to study it. Also, plan to eat and sleep because tired students make a lot of mistakes.